Hi, welcome to today's video. Now today we've come to a place which most of you will have never heard of because it's probably one of North Yorkshire's best kept secret resorts. Today we've come to Marske-by-the-Sea and it's got more than one hidden thing about it. Welcome to Marske. And today we've got a couple of people with us. Got Layla and Serena. So let's have a look at what Marske really is all about. And you can see straight away the tide isn't fully out, but you've got fantastic beach there and it goes all the way to Redcar. So quite a massive beach to look at. Now, one of the things with Marske, or Marske should I say correctly, I mean, apart from the fact that it's on the English coastal path, which is a great walk if you've got the stamina, I'm certainly not doing that today, is the fact that it's got a hidden village. What a fantastic view, absolutely stunning. Imagine the summer months, this beach, hardly anybody realises how great it is. You could sit there, sunbathe and nobody would even know. Now we're going to dive straight into this place and give you a really good idea of what this place is. But right over there, look at that fantastic building, right on the edge. And right next to the actual cliffs and the beaches are these wonderful little pathways. I don't know if there actually are pathways or just where water's eroded a little bit, but certainly make it interesting to walk along. I can imagine as a kid driving around on a bike over these bumps. And just a short climb from the beach, look what we've got this. Cliff House. This is the Grand Old Lady of Marske, built in the 19th century as a holiday home for a well-known family, the Pease family, who had an awful lot to contribute to this area. You can tell why. It literally is right on the cliff itself. Now we've passed by, you can just see the top of it there, the Pease family home, well, their holiday home anyway, and you can see that there's obviously fishing going on and people like to go for little boat trips around here, but definitely fishing of some sort. But what we're actually trying to find now is what's left of this village that disappeared. So we're going on a little bit of an expedition down here. Beautiful, even in the winter. Absolutely fantastic. Now, at this time of the year, dogs are quite happily allowed on the beach. So, I said I was on the hunt for the original village of Marske, and we've found it. It's just out to here. The very first Marske settlement was established in Anglo-Saxon times. It was located right next to the sea. And it was named in Old English as Marske, which you can understand where the word Marske comes from now. But Marske, or Marske as it was, meant marshland. And as you can see, when you're on marshland this close to the sea, guess what happens? Over time, with erosion, sea flooding forced communities to abandon that original location. The sea literally ate it up. The first major shift moved the village inland from the immediate to the cliff top, the site of this church. In fact, that's all that remains of it. But if we look down there, when there's been a particularly heavy sea and the sand is really pulled back, locals have seen the foundations of the village just past where those waves are now. So there are times where you can come along and you can actually see it. And now for St Germain's Church Tower. A lonely survivor and the only of Marske version 2. It's been kept for many centuries there, but the simple reason is it's a great significance. We've seen the powerful sea, the vast sands, but now we arrive at the most ancient clue to Marske's past. This magnificent, solitary structure is the tower of St Germain's Church. It looks like something out of a medieval painting, for a very good reason. The tower is almost 900 years old, being the only thing that remains of the original Norman church, built here in around 1150. The rest of the church was demolished in the 1950s. But the story of the tower tells not just about worship, it's about survival. It was deliberately left standing for one reason and one reason only. It was deliberately left standing as an act, as a crucial navigation beacon. You can even see the footprint of the church, still here, from this 900-year-old church. It's the last visible piece of the original Marske village, or version 2 should I say, guiding their small boats safely back on shore. Imagine the scene centuries ago. Below us, Marske Sands would be a perfectly quiet, secluded spot. A place to run contraband. Tea, gin, brandy. Under the cover darkness, you are right on the seafront with a nice little sign standing out saying this is where to come. And while there's no direct proof linking this tower to the smugglers, it would certainly be an unmissable landmark, visible for miles out to sea, standing there proudly on a cliff edge. Perhaps on a moonless night the tower was just a guide for fishing boats, but a silent, shadowy witness to the clandestine operations happening on the sands below. On a very windy evening, there was a gentleman who came, stood here, sat down at this post, waiting for a boat to arrive. So this man, having to keep himself warm in this wonderful tower that all the smugglers could see, all the smuggling contraband was in this tower. So what do? You stood in a windy, cold place overnight waiting for a boat that never comes. Well, there's all that brandy there. I wonder what he did. When they came the following morning and found him, they had to physically carry him home. And there was no brandy found with him. It just shows you there is history behind this place. And on top of that, the land that we stood on, there are rumours that from the beach and from around here, if you went underground, you'd found routes leading to where the old houses were. Little tunnels to help them get the smuggling back inland. Now, whether or not that's true, who knows? Certainly it's the type of place you'd expect, and a lot of smuggling would happen in these places because there just wasn't the tax collectors to go around checking. On a cold, wet, damp night, perfect to come in. What do you think? Do you think this was a smuggler's hive? Or just a church from a town or a village that no longer exists? Now, there are a few very unique gravestones. Unique because they're actually listed. Like you list a property, this being one of them. There are 3 and they're all on the south side of this graveyard. This one, which you can probably just about tell, has got a skull and crossbones and bones on it. Not crossbones, but bones. Was this a pirate's grave? You certainly can't read it now. And then just opposite the skull one is this one. Totally unreadable. But for some reason, these 3 gravestones are listed. That one I can understand to a great degree because it's unique looking. Skull and bones. Pirate, maybe. But of all these, they're not actually the oldest. They may be worn a bit, but none of these are the oldest ones. Why they're listed? No idea. But it's one of those unique facts. The only 3 listed ones that I've ever heard of. And here, right next to the church itself, or what's left of it, is a memorial to a shipwreck where all but 6 died. And although they're buried near here, nobody's quite sure exactly where. What a view. You can see ships ready to go down the Tyne over there, container ships. The waves coming in against the sand, windmills, but such an open area. No trees, apart from the odd one, but the actual view is fantastic here. So, what is Marske-by-the-Sea really like? To me, fantastic beach. Absolutely stunning, and probably one of those places where most people don't actually go to. But it's a village. It's not really a holiday resort. The history behind it was really interesting, the fact that there's a village that's disappeared. But would I come here for a holiday? No. Would I come here for a day visit, for a walk along the beach in the winter, or to sunbathe a bit in the summer? Yeah, no problem. But I wouldn't expect any amenities there really for you. This is a village that happens to be on a fantastic beach and well worth, well, that quick visit round. Where we're parked at the moment is absolutely free to park for 4 hours, and I think 4 hours is plenty if you're going for a walk. Would I come back? Yes. Not for the holiday, as I say. Well, I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye for now.